All right, so in this video, and I don't even know if I'm live yet, in this stream I plan on going over a few things, showing off the new LunarVim logo, refactoring a few things, answering, well, where did my screen go? Answering questions, that kind of thing. So let's head over to GitHub. Also, you can sponsor me over on GitHub now, and also I'm on this thing called stakes.social now too. You can check out. It's like a crypto thing. All right, so this is our new logo right here. I think, and I kind of want him to do all my artwork in the future for everything I do. I actually want to just like commission this guy, but one second, I got to figure out his name. At least here. Everyone has different names on every different platform. These were all the runners up for the logo. He made this meme too. This shit's hilarious. But yeah, but this is ultimately what I was looking for. Something like, honestly, this exceeded my expectations for what I thought I was going to get out of a logo. Like, this is exactly what I was looking for. Just something clean that wasn't too clean, you know, like something that like still had some, I don't know how to put it, but yeah. And then I put a little color on it. I think, I don't even know if this is the one that I chose, but yeah, the guy's name Simon Weiss. So, oh, he hates Java too? Yeah, this guy's a Chad. But yeah, he's an artist, so I guess hit him up. I'll probably get him to do, like I said, like other artwork for other projects and stuff that I do. I guess he probably actually drew this little alien guy too. One second, let's see, where is chat? Yeah, I love this logo. What's up, Lohan? Sure, other people will probably come in just later during the stream. It's usually what happens. And then also I'll probably be answering questions. Usually people come in, we do like a Q&A thing. People usually have questions around NeoVim. People are usually asking the question anymore, how to configure it and like, will the LSP turn on? So some people have been having a problem where they'll install the LSP, but the problem is now you have to add stuff like this. Like you have to add, that's probably big enough for you to see. You have to add like your language, and you have to set it to active in your lv.config file. That's the only way that it'll actually work. Also, I'm going to be probably going over a few PRs later too. I don't know who's texting me. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so do people actually say good afternoon? Like maybe professors and boomers, maybe. Maybe I'll start saying good afternoon. I wonder how he got the conclusion that I'm on a Mac. Yeah, how does this look like a Mac? Maybe I had a Mac wallpaper. Let's let them know. Streaming now. All right. So let's head back over to here. I think I showed off the logo, but yeah, very, very cool logo. Very awesome. This is why you should always, if you're working on any software, you should always open source it. Always like try to start some sort of like community around it, because you'll be able to do a lot more with like, you know, 87 contributors than I would be able to do on my own. Also, Rebuilt is now a collaborator on this repository. He does like a lot of the documentation. He's got his own Vim distribution here, I see, called Death Star Vim. So that'll probably be interesting as well. Seems to be forked off of LunarVim, so that'll be cool. I like to see these Vim distributions. MV Chad's another one that I know about, and then it's all these things. Like I said, you can click on the sponsor thing now, but I don't know how many people are going to do that. Let's see, 19-year-old boomer, yeah. Making languages active only saves about 2 to 4 milliseconds. I think it's worth it to enable them all. I tested them with on and off. Yeah, might be right. You might be right. I'll look into that. I'll think about that because you're not totally wrong, especially when I don't have documentation. Maybe when I have documentation later, it might be better to make them false by default, but right now it might be confusing to people. Why LunarVim rather than Omni? I think you mean OniVim 2 or VS Code with Vim plugins. Okay, so I don't think it's that narrow of a group of people, but I think if you're already using Vim, basically, so like first of all, this is going to be a lot like already. Like if you're asking like why not, we'll also add Space Vim to the mix as well, right? If you're asking why not Space Vim is all done in like regular Vim script, and it's actually really slow to start up. Like people are complaining about LunarVim being slow to start up before I did all the lazy loading stuff, and they were right. But even then, on this machine, I was still getting like 200 milliseconds. Space Vim, I end up getting like 5, 7. It almost takes like a full second to start up. And also there's lots of bloat, and it's confusing. Like I hope to make it so that people can fully understand this configuration in the future. It seems like maybe there's a lot of files, but this is just plugin specific configuration. So it's very simple stuff for the most part. And a lot of these files, right, like I could even make this stuff smaller because it's just like one line is in this one. LV utils in the future will be gone, stuff like that. Anyway, so just I don't want to get too off the point, right? So this is all done in Lua, so that's a big plus for like, there's shell script in here to install it, but yeah. Why not VS Code? So why not VS Code is because VS Code tracks you. It's made, this is more for moral reasons, but not only moral reasons. Like VS Code is a complicated project, right? Like it's all done in JavaScript. It's a lot slower for that reason. It's developed. It needs like thousands of people probably to keep it alive, an entire corporation to keep it alive. And this is all community sourced, right? Like all the plugins are made by just people, right? Now, I'm pretty sure Microsoft did define the LSP like standard or whatever, but that doesn't mean that you need Microsoft to exist to keep that going, right? Like they don't need to be around. So it's not like this project depends on that for any reason, right? This is all done in Lua as opposed to JavaScript. Basically, you could fork this and make it your own, or you could even like put in your own stuff or whatever. And it like you're much closer to your text editor with something like this than you are with VS Code. You still get a very rich plugin experience. It's full terminal-based workflow, so you're in your terminal. Then you have LunarVim. It's very simple. And it's a more native Vim experience, and I think that's what people are looking for in that instance. And also it doesn't track you, which is nice. If you are going to use VS Code, I do say this. I do also link to VS Codium. So if VS Code is something you really can't live without, then go over to VS Codium or something like that. I don't know, use the Vim plugin or whatever, whatever floats your boat. The reason that I wouldn't use OniVim, first of all, OniVim, let's go take a look at OniVim. OniVim 2, modal editing from the future. Not that I dislike it, right? It's probably really cool. They have like this whole thing to like do stuff with. I don't know who the team is really. There's early access. Here's my big problem with OniVim. You have to pay for it, right? So like, I don't know if there's like a thing, like you can get a license key. I don't want a license for my text editor. I don't want that. I don't want to have to buy my text editor. That's the reason I don't use, IntelliJ. That's the reason I don't use, another reason I don't use like VS Code or stuff like that. It's like all trademarked and all like I gotta pay for it and do all this stuff. I know that they start to make binaries like after 18 months or something like that, it becomes free. It's just not for me, right? I'm not buying my text editor, right? Like maybe someone could convince me to use this. Maybe you really could. Maybe it's that good. Maybe it's a one-time thing, but do I really need a license key to download a binary? You know what I mean? Or like, do I really need a license key to like maybe install something from whatever their store is or something like that? I don't know, right? They sold out of $5 ones. There's only 2 more of the $10 ones. That's interesting. So, I mean, I guess they must be getting support, but they don't even show you... Do they even show you how much support they're getting? I usually like to see that, too. So, do I not even know how much money? It just feels like, I don't know, there's just too much. Can they at least tell me what they're making, right? Like, so when I show up here, like, it's nice to know, like how this thing is supported, like how much is coming in Patreon. Like, you can easily show people, you know, how much money you're making off of your text editor thing here. So, and then also, what kind of productivity thing am I going to really get out of LunarVim, right? So, I don't know. It's not really for me. I'm not saying that it can't be for everyone. I fully support LunarVim more than I would support VS Code, as long as they aren't doing the whole tracking thing and telemetry thing too. But I also don't know if they are or aren't doing that. It looks like it's pretty actively developed. A lot of it's in Reason. It's odd languages, but I guess it works well with it. It looks like VS Code. Like, it looks 100% just like VS Code, which, you know, is appealing. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm not necessarily, like, you know, against the whole thing, but I'm not with this whole, like, licensing thing where it's, like, the time delay, dual license, whatever. I get that you need to get paid for your stuff, but anything with a EULA, like an end-user license agreement, right? I don't, if I'm using software, I want to own it. You know what I mean? Especially if I'm going to be buying it. If I'm going to be buying it, dude, I better damn, like, own my software, right? So, yeah. I mean, if only he wasn't doing it that way, I could support it a lot more. Anyway, that's my reasonings, I guess. As a new Vim user, should I use NeoVim or LunarVim? It depends. Like, probably you should just get used to using NeoVim. You could check out, like, learn regular NeoVim first. I mean, all my videos are assuming you know a little bit of, like, how to, like, at least move around in Vim kind of thing, right? LunarVim's good for, like, when you graduate, understanding how to do all this stuff. And then if some minimal config really isn't enough for you, which, to be honest, for most people, it isn't. They like to pretend it is, but it isn't. Then LunarVim's good because you could just get a full IDE experience for your language, like, right out of the box. Let's see. How do you combine ESLint plus Prettier for formatting? I will do a stream on that in the future, but I don't want to derail too far onto going language specific mode right now. Yeah, I love what's up, Drax? Drax is, I think, one of my mods in Discord, but yeah, I love the new logo. Thing's awesome. Yeah, just don't want to pay. I don't want to pay for a text editor. Yeah, why the hell would I do that? And if I'm going to, I don't want a EULA to come with it. I don't want an end user license agreement. LunarVim no longer uses NeoVim? What the hell are they using? They're not using NeoVim? Are they like their own thing? Of the Oni editor? I don't know. LunarVim uses LibVim to manage buffers and stuff. Yeah, it's not even real NeoVim in the back end. I don't know. The guy seems to be making a lot of money off of promises. That's what it seems like to me. Because he doesn't even show you how much he's making on Patreon and all of their donations. And how long is it going to be till LunarVim even comes out fully? Like, how long do we need to be in alpha before things are, like, useful, right? Like, today, LunarVim works. It works. It really does. Like, if you're a Python programmer, Rust programmer, whatever, you can get in there. There's no EULA. You don't got to pay me a dime. Just, like, there you go. So, I might be anti-LunarVim at this point. Yeah, it's open source software, but like, there's a EULA, right? I don't really necessarily mind VS Code users. It's just like I just, for me, there's like two layers here. I love modal editing in Vim, and then I also don't like the big tech companies with that kind of stuff. Right, it's in the AUR. You can build it, right? But just like, but why is it there not like a GPL3 license or something like that, right? Great work. Keep it up. Would it be possible to write a nurse's installer for LunarVim to choose which plugins to install? Oh, and incurses? Yeah. So like just like when you're doing that. Yeah, no, in the future I plan to do stuff like that. I would imagine like a 1.0 release of LunarVim would be like you can define the plugins that you want in the config file, and then when you install it, choose between a ton of like big ones in a list, and then say like, okay, I want this one, this one, this one. You kind of get it a la carte. You get what you want. And then that's it, and still be easily able to enable, disable stuff whenever you want. That's like that's my 1.0. That user configs that will overwrite the regular configs that I have in there for stuff, and also just a few more scaling things that I'm gonna need to solve out. But yeah, like we're not far from that though. We're not super far from that. Anyway. Let's see. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I can build it. I can pull it in from the AUR. I can do all these things, but they want me to. So, I got this EULA thing that I gotta have, and here's the other thing too: is a lot with these big software projects is this thing is complex, right? I already got enough complexity just from NeoVim, and then, but NeoVim is like a thing that is like. I just expect there will be way more support for core NeoVim, right? Like, so as long as you're building, like I just have to build a very simple layer on top of this repository that has 676 contributors to keep it safe, very community driven, 45,000 stars here, lots of people using it, right? Regular releases, it's usable today. And so like I get this, and then I just have to build a nice simple IDE layer on the top. That's all I need. So yeah. Anyway, some reasoning, I guess. Is it planned to add some? All right, hold up. What do you think about Doom Emacs? How does it compare to LunarVim? Hold up. Someone is ringing my doorbell. All right, I'm back. That was my brother. I'm getting swatted, yeah. What was I talking about? Doom Emacs. So I'm probably going to have a similar problem with Doom Emacs as I have with Space Vim. 1 second. Doom Emacs. Is there like a GitHub search in Brave? I mean, it doesn't seem that crazy. It seems actively developed. Lots of contributors. Yeah, I mean, probably Doom Emacs is probably pretty good, honestly. Just from like my super cursory outlook, or super cursory like poring over the stuff. It does seem complex though, for sure. But it probably is good. It probably works very well. And the other nice thing about Doom Emacs, and I'm pro all this stuff, right? Like the nice thing about Doom Emacs is like you can just, there's no EULA, right? Like it's just install it and use it, and that's it. So, but it's probably for more like people who are like developers though, right? So it's probably not for like everyday user. You probably just don't need all that. How does it compare to LunarVim though? It's a lot heavier, I bet. Like a lot heavier. and it's Emacs. So it's not built on top of NeoVim. So it's all with Lisp. So there are big differences, right? Is it planned to add some configuration GUI with like available configurations? Nah, I don't think I'll ever have a GUI for LunarVim. Like maybe like I'll support NeoVide, for instance, but there won't be like a GUI for available configurations. I really doubt that. I want it to all be driven by just Lua. You're gonna write Lua. That's it, because that's what it's all gonna be about in the future anyway. I read something that they had to start using Vim instead of NeoVim. Why? What about some Vim tutor like Toro of LunarVim? That's way in the future, but yeah, sure, maybe. If some Chad wants to do that for me. Doom Emacs is great for what it is. Yeah, I think Doom Emacs it just seems like solid for what you're looking for. Like if you're you'll know that you're looking for Doom Emacs. Last stream you said you don't fence, and here you are supporting Emacs and Vim at the same time. I don't fence on certain things. I don't I don't fence. First of all, that's kind of me joking. But second of all, I think anyone using Vim and Emacs is like, and not using VS Code and not using IntelliJ or whatever, they're ultimate. Like, I'm not against someone using Emacs. I'm not against someone using NeoVim or regular Vim or Vim with no plugins or Vim with 1 million plugins or Emacs with no plugins and Emacs with 1 million plugins or Doom Emacs distribution or whatever. I don't care, right? The only thing that I will get on people about is if like you're like on Windows every day and you use VS Code with all the trackers enabled and like just like people, they don't. I just look at them like they're not even like thinking individuals anymore. Like, what are you doing? You know, like just get off of that stuff, right? Like, it's not good for you. Like, if you're paying for IntelliJ and, you know, like that thing is a behemoth, right? And you're spending all this money and it's sending, you know, it's phoning home every keystroke that you type. Like, ultimately, there should be no real war between Vim and Emacs at this point. There should be a war between people who are pro open source software and people open source and you know, free software, and people who aren't, right? And people who are for like whatever else. Like, for instance, like Microsoft, when they bought GitHub, they were like, oh yeah, the Atom text editor will still be popular and will still be fine. And that thing just like died. And for a while it was gaining a lot of traction. So anyway, I hope that makes sense for where I stand on that. It might not. I don't care. All right, so let's pull. I probably have some changes. There we go. What do we want to look at? We're going to look at, I feel like I should have enabled. Let me, oh wait. Packer install, Packer compile. Okay, there we go. And we got it in this form too, which is kind of nice. So, it doesn't look perfect, but it doesn't look bad either, I guess. Anyway, what was I doing? I was doing find file, and we want the Autocommands file. And what I want to do is, because this right here, I'm pretty sure I can likely call this wherever I want. So what I can do is I can do this per language, and I don't need that extra if check, and I can just do all of this inside of the LSP for JavaScript, for instance. So let's start with an easy one, though. Let's start with Python. Or even Lua, because I'm already using Lua right now. Where the hell is Lua? Lua ls, there we go. Okay, so we got all this stuff. Now what we're gonna want is we want this function here. And we'll just get rid of all the stuff that's in it. And general settings, we'll kill that. We're gonna have to think of a name for this stuff, but we don't need this, or any of these. I'm just gonna leave one. Actually, okay, so there's this auto formatters guy here. I'm just wondering if I should keep this with EFM or if I should. I don't think it matters, actually. No, it doesn't. So I'm going to bundle this with the LSP and not with EFM or anything. But if people stopped paying for software, we'd all be homeless. No, we wouldn't. That's a meme. First of all, there was a time, believe it or not, like 50 years ago, there was really no software, right? Or do you mean me? Like as a software developer? No, I also don't think that either. I still think people would pay you to write software. I just don't like the way that software is today. There is a deep and clear incentive to spy on you, collect your data, target ads to you, and rob you. Okay? Like, seriously. And if there was a world where that wasn't the case, where, like, you know, you could just, like, all right, develop some sweet IoT protocol, and then everybody loves it, and it's open source, and there's proof that it's not collecting your data and spying on you, and it's the best one, so all the best developers are working on it, and it's simple, and it's, like, you know, maybe even suckless in a way, right? So it's just like very, very, it can be used all over the place. And then everybody knows if someone's implementing this protocol, there's like this open thing where they can't spy on you. Who knows? Maybe it runs on like a privacy blockchain or something like that, right? Then there's a clear profit model for why people would want, because there's this idea that people pay to then not be screwed over and be data collected. So they're like, okay, I'll support this big project. And the plus is I don't have to pay Comcast anymore to do IoT, or I don't have to pay this other company anymore to do IoT, because this open source protocol is good enough. Do I see something in the Discord? Hold up. How do I collapse? Whatever. I want to collapse all this stuff. There we go. That's good. Step 1, developers share code data. Build an AI with that data. Reinforce the AI with developers. Replace developers with the AI. Yeah, not going to happen. It might in some sense, but here's the thing, though. Like, if I ask, like, the AI to build NeoVim, if I'm like, look, listen, AI, I'd like NeoVim and write it in Lua. Or a new idea. There will be a new Vim thing in the future that's like maybe better than NeoVim someday, right? Like, maybe you could replace low-level development, right? But we'll see where AI goes. Honestly, AI it'll definitely get rid of the need for a lot of really simple tasks and things, but I know this GitHub Copilot thing is freaking everybody out. I don't think it's going to be enough for them. I don't know. It can do some shit, though. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. There is a reason to use bar instead of bufferline? No, there's not. I'm just lazy. We need a channel for roasting some bad companies. Yeah, maybe we should get one of those. Like kind of how that one guy does it. Justin Fluke or whatever his name is. You think it's a waste of time for worrying how multitude of companies are spying on you? I don't think it's a waste of time because all of them are. So what you should do is you just shouldn't use any of their software wherever you can. So it's not a waste. It is a waste of time sitting around worrying for sure. It's just like, okay, am I using company X? Okay, use a different company, and then you don't have to waste your time worrying about it anymore. VS Code is one of those things you keep around for pair programming, or if your editor of choice doesn't quite work well. Maybe, but still, I'd recommend doing VS Codium if at all possible. So now we have this. Now what we'll do is, I don't know if I'm going to do it like that or if I'm going to do it like, because that's not bad. Where's the Lua one? Okay, here's Lua, and then you can table insert the auto formatters for things. This is certainly going to be more useful for this, but it is extra operations, so ultimately we probably want to do less operations. So I think getting rid of it is the ultimate thing to do here. So if we come down here like this, and then we'll all be in the auto formatters group if you... No, but that doesn't matter. No, I'm gonna probably just have a separate group per. I'll have like Lua formatter. I don't know. I don't really like this at all, but whatever. And then again, I'm somewhat like, I'm not like a genius at these things. 1 second. All right, my intruder just came back into my room. I had to turn the mic off. So what the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, that I'm not really an Autocommand expert, but that's okay because not many people are, and if I work on this enough, then I will get better at it. Let's see. So you open up, it seems, a table here, and then you pass it another table. I think that's the move to doing this. It's a waste of time in the sense of searching for better alternatives. Google search versus DuckDuckGo, for example. No, it's not a waste of time at all. I disagree entirely. And also, I've been using, I don't know what the best thing is, but I certainly don't think it's a waste of time at all. Like, then what's not a waste of time? What do you do that isn't a waste of time? Right? So... let's see. Some people would say like you can make the case that pretty much everything that you do is a waste of time, right? All right, let's take this. Let's put it above here, and then let's take this guy out. And so what did we say? We're gonna have, unless someone can think of a better Lua auto format, and then. Could just call it Lua. Yeah, I don't know. You could like put all your auto commands if Lua is active in here. For now, we'll just keep it this way, I guess. And then we open up one of these guys, it seems. And then what we do is we take this, we grab this, we go like that. Then we come up here and we kill this. And also I'm gonna have to import utils here. So let's go like this. And actually, we could just do it right above. I think actually you could do this dot and that maybe. Oh wait, no, it would be dot this. All right, let's give that a shot. So wait, I still need the if check. For if you want them to be active, but for now I won't put the if check because we're just gonna test it out. So auto format when I save, yep, and then we'll do like this. Oh wait, I didn't even do that. I just did a regular. All right, there we go. So it auto formats when I save. That's fine. That's how we're gonna do auto commands. We're gonna spit them out wherever. I've been using Brave Search. I don't know if that's the best one to use, but they are creating their own like thing. Apparently they say it's verifiably private. I'm going to have to take a closer look and then also probably see what people who know what the hell they're talking about say about it, because I obviously don't know what the hell I'm talking about when it comes to that stuff. Breathing is a waste of time. It truly is. Breathing is bloat. We'll see how Brave Search performs as time goes on. Yeah. Hello, when is the release of LunarVim? It's this Friday during TJ's stream. You should check it out. I'll probably be on, like, I'm not going to be on a stream, but I'm going to be watching the stream. The icon looks good. Yeah. It's I use this Braille, like image to Braille or something like that to create it. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we'll just grab this actually, and then we'll go like this. And we don't want lang.go.active. We want lang.lua.auto format. And then this will only get sourced if the language is active anyway, so we don't have 2 more checks for that anymore, which is ultimately better. And then we have that there, and then whoops, we want to put that back. And then all I have to do right now is save. No, I don't, because this doesn't have a thing, so let's do that. And there you go. This is a little chunk of auto format that will now be basically in every single one of these. So let's, how should we do this? We could just grab, what the hell did I just do? We could just grab this, and then we'll just open up every single one that that we have here. Now that's just for languages. Most of these are for languages though. And then we'll do specific, we'll do Autocommands specific stuff in plugin stuff too. And then we can get rid of this entire file. And then Autocommands will only be there when you're actually using a plugin or something like that. So, or you're using a language, like it won't even do checks. So that'll be a lot better. All right. Think about making a Lunar package manager. Yeah, that would be like LunarVim 2.0. If I had one where you could just like LunarVim, it wouldn't be that hard actually. It wouldn't be that hard. Because you would just, yeah, it wouldn't be that hard. I'd like to do it. I need more community support for things like that, though. Like people just to help develop stuff like that. Wait, yeah, let me get this. Okay. So now let's take this and we'll just go language by language. So the next one we'll do is Python, and then we'll just open that here. Let's actually close this and come down here and Python auto format. I think it's called auto format. Hold up. Let me be 100% sure. .auto format. Yeah, that's in the enum. And let me see really fast. Yeah. Okay. And define groups. Lua auto format. We'll just do Python. And then the Python one is this one, like that. And that should be it. That's all we got to do there. Is there a better way to do this? I mean, no, because there's the check on the outside. No, I don't really see a much better way of doing it. Not one that I at least feel like thinking about. There's also, this checks if the language is active, which already happens, and then a table inserts it into auto formatters. So we don't need that anymore. Okay. And then put it in the AUR. Yeah, I'd like to put it in the AUR. I think I have a thing. 1.0 will be hopefully something in the AUR. Now is the time I think macro would be good to do the same thing you did for Lua, just repeat for each language. Yeah, maybe it would be actually. Let's think about how we could write one. But I would need to like come up with something for this, and then, I mean, all I have to do is this and then the next thing. So it's not that difficult. I'm not against macros. Like I can think of ways to do macros and stuff, but it's a little too much upfront thought for me where I could just come around and do it. But let's see. Let's do, to get this big chunk of JavaScript out of the way, let's do the, well, first of all, what we'll do is close this one because it's done. And then we'll get this one out of the way. So we got this. What are we calling this? We're calling this TSS server, I'm pretty sure. Let's be 100% sure though. Yeah, okay. And then we'll do that, and we'll do TSS server. I always call it TSS server, but it's TS server. And then, okay, now this one's one we're gonna have to think about for like a second. Do we just want to put all of these in here? JavaScript, React, yeah. So let's just take this here, right? And then what we could do, whoops, is we could just go like this, because it's just a table, right? Like that. And then we could take this and then go like, hold up, where does, oh yeah, we could just go like this. Oh, what? Oh yeah, that's because of that thing that I have. I forgot I did that. Okay. And then we need to also put a comma, 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 grab all this again, format that. And then I think, I don't actually know why there's these underscores. Actually, I think I can make this one simple one for sure, because you could just put like comma, the next one, the next one, the next one. But just in case we want to change this in the future to be like per different file type, I'll leave it the way that it is. Let's see. Yeah, it probably would. People don't use macros enough to where like they actually get. Sometimes macros are good. Like, you know, when I find myself often using macros is like if I have a big CSV file I need to change around or something. It's useful for something like that. What kind of machine do you have? You using Linux? And what version of Linux? Because I don't support all versions of Linux. Did you make MVim DApp work? I mean, you used it for something. I don't know how to start with that. Tried 2 to 3 times already. I don't have it working yet officially in LunarVim, but I will probably by the end of next week. So I will get to it. This is right now. I just want to make sure what I do have for LunarVim, everything is getting ready to scale very well. So like this file was not going to scale very well, and so we're getting rid of it. Let's see. We got JSON, so we will take this guy like this. Actually, we're gonna close this guy. And JSON, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, it doesn't actually split if it's the same file. Okay, the split. And then where is, actually we'll stay on this one here and we'll jump over to, oh, this is init.lua. I was expecting it to be named like Autocommands or something. All right, let's come down here. We'll put that there. We'll come back over here. We'll grab this guy. We'll come back over here, paste that. Let's give ourselves some space to look at this. We don't need this. We don't need this. We can get rid of this. We can take this and come down here and go like that. Put an underscore. Get rid of that and do JSON. All right. Now we'll take you and we'll close this and we'll do Ruby next. All right. So you, actually we could just take this. Actually, no, it's not auto format, unfortunately. And we don't need this. And whoops. All right. We'll grab you. I keep forgetting that I changed some weird setting with that, because I don't really like how Vim handles copy and paste all the time. All right, you're in there, Ruby auto format, then do the stuff. Yep. Okay, next is Go. And then Rust, and then we're done with languages, and then there will be a couple other things, it seems, per language that we'll have to do in here. There's also some general settings, and like, where do you do general settings? You know, I could expose, I mean, this is already obviously exposed in, or would it be? It should already be exposed in lvconfig, so you could technically just do like utils.define autogroups, right? Like, what if that was like o.define autogroups, like how everything else is? I don't know if I like that or not, but it's an option. Ubuntu, Zorin OS 15, Ubuntu based. Yeah, I don't think I have it for Zorin OS. Like, I don't have an installer for Zorin OS, so that's probably the case. That's probably why. Nice selection of Discord servers. It's all crypto stuff, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you want to know what crypto projects I'm interested in, and then I have the System Crafters one, this other one that I found that I'm not really too active in. I don't remember where I found this. I think it was when I was looking into Gemini. And yeah, so they're pretty much all just crypto ones though. Yeah, the underscore, that's usually most languages, like Python too, but I keep seeing this. Maybe that's why. Maybe the value just isn't important for the thing and it just needs to be that way in the auto command group thing or whatever. Maybe that's why. It just like, you need a key there, but it's not important. Lua got more popular just because of this config, I'm telling you. Yeah, maybe. HexDSL, that server's a YouTuber. Okay. Yeah. He was, I think he's into Gemini or something like that. I think that's why I joined it, because I was looking into Gemini at the time. But ultimately, I just don't have enough time to do Gemini because I have to work. And then I have to work on this, and then I have to work on all different other kinds of nonsense. So we did Ruby. Let's save that, and let's quit it. And then we'll do Go now. So Go ls. All right, and let's come down here, paste that, grab this, come back over here, paste this in. All right, don't need this, whoopsie daisy, yeah, don't need that, don't need this. Put go, delete word, grab this guy, paste him here, delete you. Put an underscore and format. Then we'll grab this and move on. What's the next one? Should be Rust, and I think that's the last one that we have. And Rust is new. Interesting. How does Rust work then? Like, is there something else that needs to be... This is interesting. I don't know. Someone added Rust recently. I guess maybe you don't need that. Let's open this up. Do we still require lsp rust.ls? So that's this. And then also lv rust tools. Oh, there's a new thing? This should be under LSP. I think. Yeah, this should be under LSP. Yeah, this should definitely be under LSP. So we're going to refactor this as well. So let's put this in here because I think this is a good place for it. These are auto commands that are already happening here. Because this is another way to do auto commands, but ultimately I don't want to do things the Vim way. I'd rather do it the Lua way. Even though we're not doing perfectly that way in the other ones, but even still, whatever, I don't care. I'm going to try to set up rescript LSP. I don't know what rescript is, but go for it. Doesn't Rust use Clang from C++? I don't think so. Maybe it does. Not that I know of. I don't know. I don't write any Rust, so I have no idea. I just know that this stuff is around Rust. So let's take this and go to, hold up, let's close this, close this. This is the Rust LS one. Should we call it that still, or should we rename it to, what's this one called? This is init.lua under Rust tools. I think we're just going to keep everything under Rust LS. So why don't we just go like this, take all of this out of here, come over here. Kidding me? I gotta fix that. All right, then we got this in here now. And then what we'll do is get rid of this. Actually, we could just come over here and get rid of Rust tools, the directory. And then come back to init.lua, get rid of Rust tools, format this so it's normal. Yeah, and that should clean that up a little bit. Then we will, let's go around closing a few things. Got Rust LS. We need that for another one. We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this. We may need that. And I don't think we need this anymore. So now let's, okay, we actually don't need Go anymore. We have the auto format thing there. So this should, why is that not? Yeah, okay. That's what I thought it would do. I don't know why that didn't do that before. So let's get rid of this. We don't need the auto formatters here anymore. And then if we jump to the bottom here, we can get rid of those. All right. Let's see. Rescript is better than TypeScript? Okay. Interesting. I'm not up to date with that stuff, I guess. I'm always afraid to open private messages. Oh, there's a crypto dev thing. Cool. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I'm learning blockchain stuff now. I'm learning like Solidity and all that kind of stuff. We can bring this back over here, and then we'll do that with it. Messages failed to load though in this thing. I don't know why. Oh, here we go. Do I have to do anything special to get in here? I guess not. Interesting. I'll have to keep this here. Actually, Gitcoin should be under my thing. This I don't really pay that much attention to. Yeah. Rust uses Rust Analyzer? Okay. So maybe that's what I'm doing, is using Rust Analyzer. Anyway, let's go back over here, and then we're going to do Rust like that. We're defining the auto groups. We're going to do this one. This should copy that. Yeah, okay. Maybe I'm just stupid and I wasn't noticing it before. All right, Rust, blah, 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 and then we don't need any of this stuff. And you might think that I would go through and do this as well, because this looks stupid, but I'm actually just going to leave myself a to-do add this later because it's unforeseen. Right now it works, so I don't care. All right, so we got this stuff. Now we're gonna come over to here. We're gonna close this guy, and then we'll come over here, and let's see. These are general settings. We're gonna have to figure out where the hell we're gonna be doing those, and then we could do it in default config, but that might get that thing a little bit crazy. We could do it in settings, but settings is really just for Vim options and stuff. We're gonna have to figure out a place to do all the general ones. Probably, likely, it's gonna be in the default config. So now let's jump over to Java. Quit. Java is always confusing. Actually, this one, because I don't really know what's going on with Java with the new LSP stuff I have, I'm just going to leave this commented out in here. And to do setup auto format stuff later. All right. These ones I don't care about anymore. Let's see, 4 in the morning. Next time do a macro. This time I don't think a macro would be really useful because a lot of them were different. Like it would have been a macro for like 3 things. Did you stop using Matrix? Last 2 streams I saw you only using Discord. I should be using Matrix more, but Matrix kind of broke a little bit. I try to meet people where they are. But I do want to get more into Matrix. So let's open up Element just because that was brought up. And I really should be using more of this. But let's see. Also, that's annoying. I don't want to be dealing with that all the time. All right. It's definitely comfier in Matrix. All right, so hopefully, can you still get like my messages back and forth? Let's see if we go in general. We do like test. And we come back over here. Yeah, that still works. All right, that should be fine. Is Lua JIT faster than Golang or any other lang? I've seen the benchmarks, but some roasted it for its slowness. I don't know. Apparently, I don't know who's roasting it for its slowness or if it's super slow or what. It doesn't feel slow, is all I'll say. At least for my use case, I find Lua, if like I am not noticing a problem with NeoVim, is what I can say. All right, so these are all general. I will come back to these later, so let's put them down here. And actually, we'll go like that. And buffer bindings, this one's for dashboard. So that's going to go with the dashboard plugin. This is for Go. So we're actually going to have to go back to Go. And we'll actually just grab this. We'll open up Go. We'll come in here. And we'll do comma. And we'll do that. There we go. Now we have dashboard. So are we done with languages? I don't know. Do I have a Markdown LS? I don't think so. Markdown LS will go with general ones. Buffer bindings will go with general ones. And then this seems to be dashboard related stuff. So we'll open up LV dashboard. And we'll put it over here. So we're going to close that. We'll close the Java one. There we go. Now let's come over here and we want to add a define auto groups. Actually, what we could do is just basically grab all of this. We're returning that. That ends that function, so there we go. And what we'll do is we will get rid of this, and we'll take this from here, and then we'll get rid of this and all this. We'll take this here, I think, and just put that here like that. And then we have LSP info and float term, but those are going to be separate with their own thing. And then we'll go like this, and then that should be it for dashboard. So now we can get rid of dashboard from here. The general settings one I'll do last. We got a Solidity and a Gemini one. We'll put that down here with the general settings. Now we got Markdown and we got buffer bindings. Markdown, might have to go with general settings. This we got rid of. The only ones that are left would be LSP info. What is up with this one? Oh, so you can like do this and then press Q to get out. There's like a new border for this or something. I do like that. So that's gonna be, do I have any? That'll just be, I guess, in the main LSP one, so init.lua. So we'll just grab this again like this. And then we'll go into here. And got this here. What we'll do is delete to the equal sign, and we'll just go like this. Put the dot back. Get rid of Markdown from here. Get rid of float term, and then we'll call this general. Oops, LSP. There we go. All right, so that gets rid of this. Now we need a home for Markdown. All of the general stuff, which these two we're going to ignore for now. And then we need a home for the buffer ones as well. This is for float term though, so maybe, do we have a LV float term anywhere? We don't seem to, so that will go for now until we get one of those. That will go with all the general stuff. Even if Lua is slower than Golang, you can't package Golang with NeoVim. It's huge compared to Lua. Yeah, that might be another reason. All right, so now let's take all this stuff here, because we basically just want to grab this whole thing now. And where's it going to live? I guess here, even though... Where are my line numbers? I just noticed that they're not here. Huh. That's interesting. I wonder why that is. Anyway. If I open up another instance... Okay, I got line numbers here. Interesting. I don't know where they went. Something must have happened. I'm gonna have to figure that's like a bug. All right, we got general settings. We're just gonna actually take all this stuff and put it back in here. Uncomment this guy. We got this. We are gonna leave this commented out though. And yeah, this will just be a catch-all. So we'll do this. We'll do delete to equal. Wait, or we'll do actually like that. And we'll do that. What did that just do? Oh, that's fine. Okay, this file might be a bit big, but it was always going to be big. There was almost nothing I was ever going to be able to do because O is like this big general thing. But ultimately, we wouldn't want to keep this here then. We'd want to put it somewhere else. Why am I doing this? So we should probably try to find a new home for this. Find a new home for these auto commands. But it's better than having a dedicated directory and confusing directory thing for it. So what we can do now is just get rid of this and then come back to init.lua and then get rid of that, and that simplifies the config, I think, by a good amount. And then I do want to get the telescope lazy load thing going too. Hey, what's up, Noxus? All right. These ones are old. I guess we'll get rid of them just to have cleaner code. That I don't even know why that's here. Guess we'll leave that stuff for now. Okay. So let's save that. And let's exit this guy. Start it back up, find file, init.lua. All right, line numbers work. I'm assuming all the auto format stuff is still there and works. Doesn't seem like anything's broken. So I think we're probably good. So we'll push this up, refactor, auto commands, and there we go. Is there much of a difference in terms of performance of COC versus built-in LSP? I think there's probably, I almost certainly think that the built-in LSP is probably a lot faster. So I would go with the built-in LSP personally. All right. I gotta set up Libre Pay too. Oh, they got a PayPal badge? Okay, yeah. Also, a lot of people use Discourse. I like to see these badges, and then I like to get my own badges, just looking at other people's things. I kind of like how they're doing this too. I'm surprised Doom doesn't have a big logo done for them, like Doom Emacs. I might catch up to them in stars one day too. Who knows? All right, let's see what else we got to fix with LunarVim. Let's see if that PR ever got sorted out. No, we got to put a file type thing here for this. What I could do is I usually do this when I have to do merge conflicts or something. We could do edit. No, I don't want to edit that. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. I want to do this. And then what it should be is the thing that, what's his name said, rebuilt. Now, if we add this to the project, let's see. We're not in Vim mode here. Project. There we go. I'll put a comma. Well, we'll just put a comma after this. Okay. Do that like that. So now we have to make sure that that loads after telescope.nvim. Let's check this out really fast though, just to be 100% sure. So Lua plugins. Let's see, project. And then we want to do after equals and telescope.nvim. And then what we'll do is open up LV config and we'll set that equal to, do I have project in here anywhere? We'll set that equal to active. So we'll do o.plugin dot, what was this? Project? It might be telescope project, yeah. Dot active, and we'll set that equal to true. And then what I'll have to do is packer install, yeah, sure. And then we'll do packer compile. And now if I do this, there you go. Works, doesn't explode. We can go through all of our projects. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I really like the NVIM project or telescope project. So that works. We're gonna commit that. Oh, but I needed to check out the lazy load thing though to see if that worked. What is this? I don't know if, do you need that there? Because I do source it later on. Let's grab this here and that there. Let's try and do it with both. Yeah, let's try and do it with both. All right. Yeah, I don't really like PayPal either, but they do support crypto now. So it's not that I like PayPal with that, but I don't know. It just seems like it's more like we're going in the right direction. I like to be able to open up as much support vectors as I possibly can. A lot of people don't know that PayPal owns Venmo too. And people were pretty surprised when Bitcoin hit Venmo. I honestly, like, if you're not picking up on the whole Bitcoin thing, I also don't know what the hell you're doing. Just as kind of a side note. How can I make LSP auto add parentheses to functions? You can maybe ask me in Discord because I don't know exactly what you mean by that. So let's do the lazy load for, what you call it? Telescope. Okay, here's my use telescope. Let's grab his use telescope. Oh, and then he gets rid of this here, but I have a lot of settings in telescope. Oh, duh, he's doing, okay, require that. Okay, never mind, I'm stupid. I don't know why you're doing a multi-line string, but whatever, I'll take it. Just like that. That's what we're doing. Now what I'll actually have to do as well is packer compile. Might have to even do packer install. Yeah, so like that'll actually get rid of that by default. Okay, but if we do packer compile now, telescope.actions not found. Let's try packer sync. New things. I want Lewis snip. I gotta get Lewis snip at some point. Seems to be the one people are going with. All right, what's this actions thing then? That's not gonna work. Lua LV telescope init actions. That's this. What if we changed? No, that shouldn't work. Well, okay. Well, also, if this telescope, it's here. No, but it's loop or previous error loading module LV telescope. Let's also try and go into plugin and let's blow away packer compiled. And then we'll start this. We'll do another compile. Yeah, no, it really doesn't like that. Lua plugins. Oh, wait. It could be. You know what it might be? I still have this here. Wonder if it's that. MVim tree, wrong configuration for key maps. Refer to the new documentation. That must be because I updated things. That still seems to work though. Okay, looks like the telescope thing does work, so let's get rid of this and let's merge that PR. That's cool. That should speed up things a little bit. All right, no new things here. So let's do git pull. User key map setup aborted. Do I really have to go fix that? What a NVim tree really knows how to push my buttons. All right, NVim tree. What's a new way to do key maps? This here. Okay. Let's grab this. And then let's head back over to MVim. We'll do Lua. We'll do MVim tree or LV. MVim tree. Let's go find where we're doing key maps. These are key bindings. This is how it used to be done. And we'll just, we have all that. Let's go back here really fast. Damn it. If you don't use one of the options above, your key maps will be added to the default key maps. Can I just do this though? Do I even need this? And then I think my ones that I added are this one and this one. And I don't think I added any others. I think these are all just the default ones and I just copy and pasted them here. So let's take this. No, I don't need that. What? Hold up. Key blah 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 mode. Okay, the callback is that. So this would be like a regular one. What is this? Key enter and then O? What is O? Key enter O at the same time? Can you just do key? I just want to do key L, and then the callback will be. Well, where's tree CB again? Okay, I guess I need this. Still. And then we'll just grab this guy here. And we'll put that there. And I guess I have to escape these. Is that how? I guess this is a different way to do it, because you have to put it in strings for the callback function. So let's grab this guy, we'll do a comma, we'll do get rid of the U, and then we'll do H here, and then we'll do close node. Like that, and then get rid of this. Yeah, but wait. No, that can't be right. I would have to do like require blah, 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 blah if I wanted to do it that way. I don't like that I have to pass it a string. I'd rather pass it an actual function. Unless you can pass it a function. Like, can I just pass it this? Like that? And then if I do this one like this, is that okay? And why do I need an end? Must have gotten rid of the end here. Yeah. Okay, find file. Okay, that works. And does this work? Yeah, that works. So, all right, let's push that up. I think we gotta pull. Okay. All right, new NVim tree bindings. All right, project still works. And now we lazy loaded telescope as well, so that's pretty awesome. I'd really like to not have a color scheme file. Hey. Enter just does that now. Kind of want to add that to the list of things. One second, I have another. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna finish this up and then I'm gonna wrap up the stream. So what we're gonna do is we're going to, what the hell's happening here? This is like old stuff. And then what we need, oh, this does multiple key bindings in one go. So does enter not do that anymore? I feel like all of the, I feel like none of the default mappings are there anymore. Oh, V was another one that I wanted, which was to do a vertical split. So we're gonna want this line here. We're gonna, I wonder if anything works. So like, okay, let's, for instance, hide dot files. That's H. Okay, that works still. How come enter doesn't work? Let's do this. Let's do this. And we'll make this a table. And then we'll do CR in there for enter. Does O still do what I feel like O should do this as well. O is like open. Okay, we'll add O as well. Okay, and then we're also going to want V for a split. A is create. Do we still have A? Okay. Oops. Yeah, A still creates a file. All right, so let's just get our split then. So a V split is just what we have to pass it. All right. So we'll just grab this guy. We'll change this one to V. We'll come put a comma, and we'll do V split like that. All right, that works now. That works now. That's pretty much all we really needed. More key binds for NVim tree. All right, I think I'm gonna end the stream there. I'm gonna go eat. I'm starving, so there'll probably be more streams on this week. I'm kind of just getting everything ready for when NeoVim 0.5 comes out. Which PCOM did I use? We could just do Mac. I should have another one here for scripts, but one second. Mock files. There is scripts. There is scripts. Yeah, I should have this script in there, Mac ls progs. And then what we'll do is we'll pipe that into FZF, and then we'll search for PCOM. I'm using this one, pcom ib hagwan git. And you can find all of my configs over on mock files on my GitHub. What wallpaper? I have no idea, but it's Lord of the Rings and it's really cool. I don't think it's in my wallpapers repo yet. I could probably push that up though. If we go to pictures, wallpapers, lazy git. Okay, lots. We're just gonna force push. Wallpaper should be somewhere up there. And then you can also check my mock files thing for my pcom configuration if you want those rounded corners. And if you want the wallpaper, hopefully it'll actually push all those wallpapers to GitHub. I don't know if it will or not. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to go do dinner. So I'm done streaming today. I'll stream tomorrow. Hopefully next week it's just going to all be videos, and then maybe like one stream, maybe 1 or 2 streams per week. That's the idea. All right. So yeah. How can I turn this stream thing off without it staying on? All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.